On this episode of Art of Rake, we're going to take a look at my 1978 Dodge pickup that I added a service bed to and pretty much weathered the whole thing. So we're going to take a look at that right here on Art of Rake. Wheels, stance, color, and attitude. The Art of Rake. So here she is. I've been showing this year. This is a fairly new build to this year. I started out with the MPC 1978 Dodge pickup, and then I bought one of the Mobius, the service bed truck, the Ford, and I just took the bed and used it on my Dodge. So I wanted to have a Dodge service truck because, you know, everybody's building the Fords, and I just wanted to have a Dodge for something different. So I have a good bit of different stuff on this. The wheels are 3D printed, and they're from Bandit Resins. So you can see the wheels on those. And they're multi-piece wheels. And I just added a red trim ring on those. I just painted the very edge with red paint. And this I put a, hold on, let me get my pointer. This one I put an Iceman 3D printed Hellcat. Actually, I think it's the red eye Hellcat, maybe. It's a Hellcat with the turbocharger on, or yeah, turbocharger, supercharger on it. And I weathered it up a little bit, nothing fancy. I put a hose clamp on it, battery cables. I put power disc brakes on it, and I put a steering box in there. That's about it on that. So, oh, there's my, what is that? I don't know what that is. Anyway, I did use chalks all over it. Did a black wash in the grill, on the front of the grill. Of course, it's lowered. And I did paint the door. I think this is Tamiya. I think it's their British Racing Green. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And I did a blue fender, black hood, Tamiya. And I think this orange is, that is the Testors lacquers. I think that's the orange from the Ford, the Grabber orange. I think that's Grabber orange, if I remember correctly. And then of course this is just white. And then I used all the Tamiya chalks on it, and I used a lot of panel liner. I used panel liner in here. I used some panel liner in all this, and then I take my chalks and just make the rub marks on it. This is actually brass photo etch. I got this like in a discount bag somewhere for like $2, and so I just painted that black and just sanded the lettering on it to make it look like a license plate. And we got all kinds of junk in the back, and I'm going to talk about, we're going to look at some of the junk individually. A lot of it is 3D printed, and I just start, and it's not glued down. It's kind of sitting there so I can take it out and change it. We're going to talk about that motor in a couple minutes. So, and then on the inside, I got like a brass head gasket. I got some magazines, and I got a whole bunch of model boxes at the bottom. If you can see that or not. There you go. That's a better look on. We got model boxes in there. Basically painting details in there. The mirrors are out of my parts box, and I just used some wiring and made a bent antenna with it. Again, this isn't one I turned over. It's kind of like a curbside. But this motor, I have to show you this motor. This is from Texas 3D. This motor is incredible. Now, Basically, it's just painted red with a silver transmission, and then I dump panel liner all over this thing. And then I added ignition wires, and I added just a cable between the two carburetors. But the detail on this motor, the carburetors and stuff, like it came with air cleaners. I have them right here. But the carburetors are so good looking, I don't even want to put them on because they're just incredible carburetors. So I got them in my junk. I got a small 3D printed keg. I got a water bottle. I got a crankshaft. There's a propane tank. I got some chains. I got a box in there. A couple crates. They're 3D printed milk crates. And then I just cut these tires down that I sit this motor in. And but I built this motor. This was like a project all on its own. I mean, look at the transmission links and stuff. It's got the shifter. It's just incredible. It's an incredible motor. These 3D printer motors in general, it's just amazing, amazing detail that they have in these things. And I'm from Pennsylvania, so I usually paint my exhaust manifolds kind of like a rust color, because where I'm from, they're all rust. They were always rust back in the day. But again, I just threw some panel liner. I did use a little bit of chalks on it. And from my research, it looks like it has 2 distributors on it. And this is basically a GMC engine that's like 2 V6s together. So it's like a V12. But the spark plug wires are on top of the cylinders, and one distributor operates each side. It's a bizarre motor. Now, I could be wrong on all this. I'm basing it off of pictures, the way I saw it in pictures. There aren't a lot of pictures of this motor in general, but from what I understand, that's the way it's done. And if I'm wrong, well, then it's wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's the way it is. Nobody has said it isn't right, so that's what I'm going with. I'm going with it that I'm right, but I could be wrong. But so basically, I built this like in 2 days. I treat these 3D motors like kits. I mean, I built this as a stump, something a build blocker to get me out of the slump. And then I got done with it. It's like, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what I want to put it in. So I thought, well, I'll just stick it in the back. I already got a bunch of fluff in the back of my truck. So I basically just sit it in here like the guy went to the junkyard and he threw it on a couple of tires. And so I kind of threw it in here to just kind of like an extra display on my truck. But and again, this is I sanded the paint on this, like the main part of the truck, and do some chalks on it and stuff. And I did use my Krylon clear on the fender. I left like it was an old paint, and the hood I left shiny, and the rest of it, I think this door here I did too, but the rest of it I painted with my Krylon crystal clear, especially the bed. The service bed, I did that with Krylon crystal clear, and I just added some wear, make it look. So as far as weathering, this is like, this is something that's probably the deepest I go into weathering. And I made the windows dirty, and I put some scratches in there, like it has the marks like the wipers would be going back and forth. They're not as deep as some people do. But and I usually have a little hood prop on it, but it's in my other box. But and I made that all dirty too. And I added the belt on the. Actually, it looks like I might have missed one. I might have missed one on that, but we won't tell anybody. But so that's kind of what this one is. It was a fun build. I got a good bit of work in this one for being a, curbside. Again, with weathering, You know, you can quit. Oh, it's got my little exhaust tips on, my aluminum exhaust tips I always use. And I basically just used up cans of paint that I had laying around. But that motor is like, I really like that motor. Actually, both motors are nice. Oh, the real license plate. That's a photo etch from Miniature Auto Bits is where that came from. But I don't know if they're in business anymore or not. Like I said, I got it from a bag of junk that I got it cheap. And I just kind of did them up. I'm surprised nobody ever did photo etch license plates like this for rear runs and stuff. But yeah, so that's pretty much it on that one. Fun build. I had a good bit of work in it. It's done pretty well. I mean, I don't mean award-wise, but I mean, it's been photographed a good bit. So, and you know, for me, that's good if it gets photographed. But let me know what you think. If you like it, if you don't like it, just let me know. Or if you've seen it, you might have seen it at some shows. It's been around, so it's been shown quite a bit. It probably has another show or two this year, and then that's going to be it. It'll be retired, but yeah, something different for me. So let me know. We'll see you on the next one.